In 1961, the B-52 broke apart in midair over Goldsboro, North Carolina, causing 2 nuclear bombs to fall. One parachute functioned properly, and that bomb survived with minor damage. The other parachute failed to open. When that bomb hit, 5 of 6 safety devices malfunctioned. A single switch prevented a nuclear explosion. When I worked in the Pentagon, I believed that the likelihood of a nuclear weapons accident in the United States occurring was very low. I still believe that. But low probability events happen. They happen all the time. There's a first time in history for every event. Eventually, those low probability events will occur.
When we talk about nuclear weapons, it's generally about who we don't like who has them, like North Korea and Pakistan, who we don't like who might get them, like Iran or Al-Qaeda, or who never had them at all, like Iraq. But we rarely ask the most important question of all: why does anyone have them? What are the moral, rational reasons why any person, organization, or country should be able to kill millions of innocent people in seconds and potentially destroy all life on Earth thousands of times over? And what risks do we run as a planet if anyone, including ourselves or other parties we consider rational, stable, and responsible, possesses the power to end the world? For the answers, I highly recommend you check out the new documentary from the producer of An Inconvenient Truth, Countdown to Zero. Countdown to Zero is structured around a famous quote by John F. Kennedy that lays out the film's 3 sections. That a nuclear catastrophe doesn't have to be caused by a nuclear war, but could be caused by a rogue state, a non-state actor like Al-Qaeda, or simply as a byproduct of human or technological error. To prove it, the film takes you through a horror show of near misses and potential disasters that makes paranormal activity look like a romantic comedy. Like 2 instances where Russians easily stole nuclear material from loosely guarded facilities and tried to sell them to terrorists, simply so they could get money for a dishwasher or a swanky car. Or the numerous times that nuclear missiles were almost launched because of technical glitches, communication breakdowns, or accidents. Like the time a nuclear exchange was almost started when a flock of geese was mistaken for a nuclear missile launch. Or when the only thing that kept the world from nuclear annihilation was a moment of bravery and uncharacteristic sobriety from former Russian President Boris Yeltsin, whose generals mistakenly advised him to press the dreaded button in response to a research rocket studying the northern lights. Even though the subject of Countdown to Zero is deadly serious, it's not without its moments of gallows humor. The film is also full of chilling information delivered by former world leaders and some of the world's top experts on nuclear weapons. Like the fact that thousands of nuclear weapons remain on the same hair trigger alert they were at during the height of the Cold War, capable of being fired in less than 2 minutes. Or that building a nuclear bomb is relatively inexpensive and easy, basically involving a cannon to shoot one piece of nuclear material at another, and that the centrifuge technology used to enrich uranium is basically the same as it was 50 years ago. The radiation signature of highly enriched uranium is so low that you could handle it without protection or easily hide it in a lead tube, a shipping container full of kitty litter, or amidst the tons of illegal stuff that routinely enters our ports like a bale of marijuana. Like Food Inc., the 2008 documentary about America's dysfunctional food systems, Countdown to Zero throws a lot of information at you, not expecting all of it to stick, but to successfully leave you with the impression that something is terribly, terribly wrong and in dire need of fixing. But Countdown exceeds Food Inc. in terms of production value, with beautiful cinematography, slick graphics, a great soundtrack, powerful archival footage, and a ton of impressive talking heads, including Mikhail Gorbachev, Valerie Plame Wilson, Pervez Musharraf, Jimmy Carter, and Robert McNamara in his last interview before he died. Unlike Food Inc. and An Inconvenient Truth, Countdown to Zero has the extra challenge of attempting to start a conversation, not capitalize on one that's already happening. But with the threat of nuclear disaster greater now than it was during the Cold War, it's a conversation we need to be having. With the possibility of nuclear terrorism, the concept of mutually assured destruction no longer applies. And as the film points out, if the possibility of something happening isn't zero, that means that over time there's almost a 100% chance it will happen. And we've seen that low probability events like the space shuttle blowing up or an uncontrollable oil spill do indeed happen. That means the only true solution is to abolish all nuclear weapons. As Einstein said, the unleashed power of the atom has changed everything save our modes of thinking. But we can change the way we think in an instant, and Countdown to Zero is a great place to start. I'm Jonathan Kim, and this is a ReThink Review.